I'm Heather and I'm the founder of For Dignity, which is an online web store. And what we do is we collaborate with the different organisations in Southeast Asia that are actually either rescuing, preventing or restoring people out of human trafficking. And part of their enterprise, they manufacture things.
My name is Sue Knox and I am an advocate for a company called Inner Origin. Inner Origin is an online marketplace that enables Australian businesses to promote their business and their products to claim a greater share of the Australian market.
My name is Miranda. I'm the Marketing and Communications Manager for the Animal Justice Party, and we were formed back in 2009 in response to a growing number of voters who strongly felt that much more needs to be done in our parliamentary systems to assist the wellbeing of animals.
So we've curated a bunch of beautiful homewares and jewellery and handbags from these 5 different organisations that do this work, and that gives them the sustainability that they can have to keep working with those people.
For the customer, we're providing absolute truth and transparency on the label. It means that you know what you're purchasing, you know where you're buying it from. For the economy, it's enabling local businesses to in fact expand, to develop within their community, employ more people, and if they can grow globally, it has a fairly big impact within the Australian economy.
And our role is really focusing on enforcing and implementing laws that create genuine justice for animals.
Well, I'm very new to this whole social enterprise arena, so I only really heard about Moral Fair Ground near the end of last year. And so I started receiving Susie's newsletters and learning and some of the content and the events that they were creating for people that trying to do social enterprises seemed really appealing.
For me personally in my business, I think that being involved in the Moral Fairground was highly beneficial to me, to have the connections and the relationships that I've been building with people.
2016 was our first year exhibiting at Moral Fairground, and it was a fantastic experience for us. There were so many visitors there, such an engaged audience that we had countless conversations with people who were there because they really cared about their footprint and making positive changes in their lives to help the world around them.
So I joined in with the Fair Trade Fortnight at Preston Town Hall. We had a whole spectrum of different people come through, and some of them were interested, some of them had never heard about fair trade, and I could talk to them, what does it mean and how does it work, and just start that education process. And I think having a whole group of people that are on the same page catches the eye of the public and actually is a bigger voice to tell people even different facets of how this actually impacts us and impacts our society. Actually helps if we're all together rather than a single voice, and that was the other thing I enjoyed being part of.
And I found that really amazing, for being able to connect with people who were conscious about where they shop and about why they make the choices that they do. But I feel we had an even greater impact on the people who were simply looking at the markets that day. They didn't understand about Moral Fairground, they didn't understand what fair trade was about. Frequently they thought it was purely and simply supporting businesses that were based in the third world nation. So to understand that fair trade was actually a lot more local to them was really good to be able to explain that to them.
So I was really excited to sign the organisation up for the 2017 festival, just because we had such a great experience last year, because I know the crowd that it attracts are people who are really engaged in caring about the environment, in caring about being fair trade and ethical. And I know Moral Fairground, one of their dreams is a more fairer and transparent world. So our values are very much aligned, which means we're very excited about being part of the festival again.
This year will be the first time I'm at Ferret Square, and I'm really looking forward to it. Just again to be part of that community of people talking about fair trade and looking after the planet, but also being at a really prominent place in Melbourne.
The event being held at Fed Square is one of the perfect venues for this sort of festival, especially at that time of year. So not only do you get people purposely going there for the festival, but you get huge amounts of foot traffic going through that area, which means you have a huge audience that you can engage with. Last year there were so many people walking through, so many opportunities to talk to people about the Animal Justice Party, that I want to make sure that that we have enough volunteers to actually have those conversations. It's a really busy time of year in Melbourne around Christmas time, so there are thousands of people going through that area, so we want to make sure we capture as many opportunities as possible to talk to new people.
To be able to have those conversations pre-Christmas, having the sales and just getting out there will be great.
I think Christmas has a tendency to become very commercial and very wasteful. If we are able to, as ethical suppliers, if we are able to flavour that in any way into a direction where it supports the economy, it also supports the environment, I think we have a responsibility to do it.
So it's still really important that we create awareness with more and more people, and that festival really enabled us to do that. So that's why I'm really excited to go back this year, because I have no doubt that we'll be talking to people who don't know about the Animal Justice Party, and we'll be increasing our message and awareness even further.
I've found connecting with Moral Fairground, getting the newsletter, and now being part of this has really taken away that isolation you can sometimes feel setting up a business. And I would recommend that if you're in that space and you're wanting to do good and make money at the same time, or you're involved in fair trade, this is a really good place to find a community of people that will support you.
I think this is a very clever investment if you are serious about getting your word out about fair trade and about the ethics of your business. I look forward to seeing you at the Fair Square.